Alonso's shocked F1 silly season last summer when he slid into the Aston seat left vacant by the retiring Sebastian Vettel, leaving Alpine scrambling to find a replacement, as it also saw junior driver Oscar Piastri move to McLaren. Since winning 2 world championships for Renault in 2004 and 2005, the 41-year-old has had a history of making risky team changes and frequently joining the wrong team at the wrong time. Thus, it caused controversy when Alonso swapped Alpine, which came in 4th in the constructors' standings, for Aston Martin, which finished 7th last year. After finishing an impressive 5th in qualifying for the 2023 season opener, just 6/10ths behind pole sitter Max Verstappen of Red Bull, Alonso admitted that his move to Aston Martin was just a gamble, but one that might pay off spectacularly from the very first season. "I don't know even what to say, because 8 months ago the project was just a bet," he said. "But now to be race 1 with a completely new car, which I think we still need to unlock a lot of potential of, to be in the top 5 fighting with Ferrari, Mercedes, it seems a little bit unreal, but we will take it for sure." In the Sunday night race, Alonso made use of his customarily tenacious racing style and Charles Leclerc's retirement to make a sensational charge for the top 3. During his ascent, he engaged in some exhilarating battles with the Mercedes pair of George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. One such multi-lap conflict between the 2 world champions was won by Alonso thanks to a deft move into turn 10. As soon as he was clear of the W14s, Alonso turned his attention to fellow Spaniard Carlos Sainz. In the dying laps, he made a DRS-assisted pass down the back straight to slot himself in behind the Red Bull drivers and set off joyful scenes in the Aston Martin camp as he crossed the line in 3rd. Speaking after the race, Alonso said, "It's a perfect start for this project. We didn't expect to be that competitive. I think the aim in 2023 was to get in the mix with the midfield, maybe leading that midfield, and get close to the top 3 teams eventually. Even a podium maybe was not on the radar in 2023, and we found ourselves with the 2nd best car today in Bahrain of the whole weekend, just behind Red Bull. This is a little bit of a surprise, but we are extremely proud, happy with the job done at Silverstone in the factory. A big congratulations to everyone. Let's enjoy this moment and build from here, hopefully a good 2023 campaign, and get closer and closer to the top guys." AMR 23 is still a very basic car in its launch specification, and Alonso is confident that Aston's strong performance at Sakhir was just the beginning. He also wants to see how strong the car will be on the very different circuits in Jeddah and Melbourne. One of the biggest factors involved in Alonso's triumphant performance was tyre degradation, with Sainz calling out poor tyre management aboard his SF23 as fundamental to Ferrari's inability to mount a challenge against his attacks. However, things could have turned out very differently for Aston Martin's fortunes after an opening lap clash between both their drivers left everyone confused as to how both cars avoided damage. Lance Stroll was defending 7th place from the Mercedes of George Russell into the braking zone for his turn 4 right-hander on the first lap, when he careened into the sister AMR 23 as Alonso attempted to repass Lewis Hamilton for 5th place. "It was really terrible timing, honestly," Stroll explained. "I was going on the inside of Russell, trying to stay in front of him, braked late. Fernando went for the cutback on Lewis, really stopped the car in the middle of turn 4, and we just came together. Really horrible timing for all those things to happen with a great car we had today. Very fortunately, we both saved it and went on to have a good race." Stroll raced in Bahrain 2 weeks after missing out on the lone preseason F1 test and having his participation in the season's opening races put in jeopardy due to a cycling accident. The avoiding action and shock from the contact Stroll received aggravated his injuries in the immediate aftermath of the opening lap clash, leading the Canadian to shed some tears in pain. Throughout the race, Alonso repeatedly asked his race engineer for information about the investigation into the incident, which was very amusing to tune into as the pit wall was desperately trying to avoid the subject so as not to reveal that it was Stroll who hit him. In fact, Alonso didn't realize which car had hit him until after the checkered flag. Nevertheless, Alonso praised Stroll for the work he did despite having a broken toe and wrist injuries. After the race, Stroll revealed he was in pain throughout the Bahrain Grand Prix and didn't actually think he would be competing at all following the cycling accident. "It's just been an insane journey. The last 2 weeks have been the most insane 2 weeks of my life," Stroll explained. "The light at the end of the tunnel was very hard to see, but I had an incredible medical team that helped me along the way. My osteopath was with me 10 hours a day. My surgeon, Dr. Mir, without him I wouldn't be here. It would be impossible to be driving. There's a list of people I could name, and without them, I wouldn't be racing." With Aston Martin intent on becoming a title challenger in the coming years, the team knew it was important to take a positive step in 2023. but few expected them to be mixing it up with Ferrari and Mercedes at the opening season in Bahrain. The team have been on a major recruitment drive, and one of their key captures was Dan Fellows, Red Bull's former aero chief, who took over as Aston Martin technical director. The AMR23, which has a similar design to Red Bull's double champion RB18 of 2022, is already doing an outstanding job for the team. With the new technical regulations, wind tunnel time sliding scale, and budget cap, Formula One has attempted to foster an environment where midfield teams should be able to close the gap to the traditional top three of Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes. And now that Aston Martin has demonstrated that it is possible, Red Bull boss Christian Horner is pleased as he joked that the RB18 has been given a new lease on life. "I think it demonstrates to all the teams that it's possible," he told media in Bahrain. So they've obviously done a good job over the winter. They say imitation is the best form of flattery, and it's good to see the old car doing so well. Red Bull, of course, will themselves be busy with celebrations. Verstappen entered the season as a strong favourite to add a third consecutive championship to his resume, and the 2023 season opener did little to alter that perception as the Dutchman easily defeated the opposition en route to victory. In stark contrast to this time last year, when both drivers retired at the 2022 Bahrain season opener, teammate Sergio Perez finished second to round out a Red Bull 1-2 finish. This made a very welcome change for Verstappen then, who is now a race winner in Bahrain for the first time. "It's been a great start for us, for the whole team, so this is not something we are used to. So yeah, we're very happy at the moment." Verstappen was questioned about whether the balance of the RB19 had improved over the course of a race, after expressing frustration with it over one lap earlier in the weekend. The Dutchman acknowledged that it is difficult to judge when the car is fully fueled and cannot be pushed to the limit, though he did mention a few unspecified issues that he would like to discuss with the RB19 prior to Jeddah. But for the time being, he will bask in the success of Bahrain. As for Perez, the Mexican believed that falling behind Charles Leclerc at the start had doomed his chances of winning, as it took him until lap 26 to overtake the Ferrari. Perez claimed that after that, all that remained was to ensure a 1-2 finish, as it was much too late to catch the monumental gap Verstappen had carved out for himself. At least for the time being, Red Bull appeared to be unstoppable throughout the entire weekend, and it might take some serious adjustments for Aston Martin to catch up. That may be possible given Alonso's claim that the current car is only the foundation, but Red Bull's capacity to improve throughout the season cannot be understated. Once the first upgrades are implemented, it will be interesting to see how the technical competition at the top develops. For now though, F1 looks ahead at Jeddah, where the order will remain largely the same. What do you think about Aston Martin's major performance boost? Will they be able to sustain their place as a podium contender throughout the season? Is Red Bull going to run away with both titles this year, or will another team be able to challenge them? Please let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing. Be sure to click the bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching.